Yes, good afternoon once again. Good afternoon once again, and welcome back to this broadcast. We were having some technical challenges. We were not able to proceed, but now we are back. And I believe that this time we are going to run this information through. We are going to keep moving on. There is nothing that is going to stand in our way of doing what we have to do today. I am just keep on fascinating everything to make sure that I finish it on time before I actually go back to what I was doing. But where we stopped, I want you to tell this guy, this is a bishop or whomever he is. It is very, very important that you inform that man if he does not know or he does not have any topic to talk about, he should keep quiet. It is very, very important that he keeps quiet if he does not know what to talk about or what to say in his church. Because this is the way they've been lying to people. This is how they've been lying to people in their churches. Instead of telling people the exact information of what is happening, they're bringing their own propaganda, their own old initiative that never ever worked for the people, and they are giving it to the people because they have influence to convince those people in their churches. I did not understand exactly what he is trying to say, but I believe that you will be able to understand it better than me. Let's pay attention and listen to him.
Terrorist we na-achụ na ije gị mgbe ijekọ ma ime gị iyi chụpiere gị n'ime ụlọ ịjụ okporo ajagba maọbụ were mma maọbụ were egbe rụrụ gị ihe ọ ga-abụ chi bụọ na-agbakwa ụtụtụ asị ndị Igbo afụtala ma emunye anaghị abịa ma ahịa anaghị ada ewu kpoko n'ọgụ na ama oke anyị ga-anọ makwa na onye yiko mara ịnọkọta ọ ga-abịa itete n'ụtụtụ ego na-akụ onwe gị shi mkpọ ka o ji aga wuru obute gị na a na-ese okwu enye adụrụ gị na obutego na-azụ ala gị na obutego na-azụ ala obutego gị na-anaghị ala gị na alọ nna gị o wuru gị ọ ga-abọchi bụ ọmụnye bịa gburu kama iji eje kọgide ala gị ka kọgharịta ebe ịkpọchipụrụ onwe gị n'ụzọ nta afụta gị na ọmara na ọbụghị nwa ala ị na-eme ihe onwe isi n'ihe na-ewu gị na maka ihe na-ewu gị na ịfụja gị ihe mụ bụ onye chọrọ mfụta bịa ese kụja achọ ihe m na ndị be m ji eri ma efụta gị ịjụ na eme afụta gị ma eme achọchigo gị n'ihe bụbụ gị nọ terọrist iyiri akatakpa kpụrụ ajagba iyiri oriọkpa kpụrụ ajagba kwuchite m ụzọ mgbe m jekọ na onwe ome ihe m jekọ m ji eji esete ihe m ji chọkọ na ihe m ji eme ihe bụbụ gị nọ terọrist ihe dị iche na gị na Boko Haram bụ na ịhụla gị egbe either way. Ọ bụrụ na anyị bụ ndị Igbo kara anya anyị daa n'ala anyị rigide mgbe ndị anyị na ya na-eme ihe eji amara gị mgbe anyị nọ ọ ga-abụ anyị mgbe ha na-ekele good morning sir.
There is no need to proceed with him. I just played this video so that whoever that knows him will go and give him a very, very important warning. Should go and give him a very, very important warning. Because you know, the reason why we don't appreciate our people dying, we don't appreciate seeing people being killed because of their ignorance, because we want to carry everybody along. Regardless of whom you are, regardless of the platform which you are using, it is better you understand that what is happening right now is a pure revolution that is happening. So it is very important that you understand that during the time of revolution, a lot of things happen. Many things are happening. While you are joining us, keep sharing this video. Make sure you invite other people to join. While you are joining us, invite other people to join. It is very, very important. You should not hear this message alone. It is important that you invite others to join. so that you don't enjoy this message alone. So what I am trying to say is that whoever that knows this Reverend Father should go and advise him to change his topic if he does not know what to preach to his members or to his customers during this time of revolution. Because it is very, very important that everybody understand the time where we are today so that you will save yourself from this Nigerian terrorist organization. That you are going to save yourself from the Nigerian unknown gunmen, because they will do it. And whenever they do it, they are going to blame it on IPOB. Are they going to do it? Definitely they are going to do it. But they are going to blame it on IPOB and Biafra. So it is very important that you change your topic in church if you don't know what to tell to your people, to avoid any casualties, because we want our people to be saved. We don't want any casualty to be coming out of Biafra land, wherever it is. We want everybody to be safe. We want everybody to be alive. So it's better you change your topic, because there is something that you must understand. Sometimes your enemy will be doing something just to tarnish your image. Sometimes the enemy will be doing something just to bring you down, but they are actually promoting you. That is what the Nigerian government is using the unknown gunmen to do. Killing people, because the election is nearing. The time of politics, the time of 2023 election is very, very close. Every time there is election in Nigeria, people are dying. You must go back through your history. For those of you, when you open your mouth, you don't know what to say. It's that blabbering things that you are not aware of. Every time when there is election season in Nigeria, there is always casualties. There is always casualties. I don't know, will I call it that this election political elites are killing people for their blood sacrifice? I don't know exactly what is it that they are doing, but whatever they are doing, there is always a bloodbath during the time of election period in Nigeria. If you are not aware of that, so watch what you preach in your church. Whoever that knows him, please advise him. Give him a very, very good advice. Give him a very, very good advice, so that he will not fall the victim of the next, all this Nigeria government. He will not fall the victim of this election bloodbath. He will not be a victim. It is very, very important. And that is actually not what I am here for. What I am exactly here for. I am going to be informing these elites, all these people who believe that they know better than others, from whose ashes they were raised from. I am going to be informing them from whose ashes they were raised from. Because right now, what is happening is that there is a revolution going on. There is a revolution going on. And in time of revolution, there are many casualties. During the time of revolution, there are many casualties. As you may know it very well, that Nigeria government will never allow anything good to happen, to anything that will take them away from power. They don't ever promote it. They don't ever want it. That is the reason why during the time of NSAS protest, there was a hoodlum hijacking the whole process, making sure that you don't thrive in your quest to gain freedom, to end SARS, to have revolution. They made sure that they did everything humanly possible or governmentally possible to stop that revolution, to stop that movement, to make sure that they make you a criminal before the world. This is exactly what they are doing. And they are killing everybody that is talking against Biafran, killing everybody that is talking against what we are doing, just to pin it on the IPOB and Biafra. Are you paying attention? Invite other people to listen to this. Invite other people to listen to this. I know that so many of you complain that you are not getting notification when we come on live. I may not know the reason why, but I can advise you, when you click on the video, there is a notification bell around where it is said following. There is a notification bell there. You click on that notification bell, you will be able to get a notification whenever we come live. So what I am saying now is that I am going to show you a video, and from that video I am going to now tell you exactly the reason why I am here, because through that video you will learn that all these political elites, they were once the one who people died in order for them to grow and follow the same reason why, to achieve whatever reason why that took people away in Biafra land. So it is now a high time that we show them, and they will remind them whom they are. Since they are very, very ignorant, we are going to remind them of whom they are. But before we go there, I want to go to the interview which Channel TV had with one of the senators in Nigeria. One of the senators in Nigeria. I want to touch on that interview. A Channel TV had with one of the senators in Nigeria. Let us touch on that before we proceed, because it is very, very necessary we don't leave any stone unturned.
Neither did we have any in the southeast. The problem in the south in the Niger Delta had been largely resolved by the PDP government of President Yaradua. Recall also that before the elections, there was also, because the major area of problems was basically the northeast, and basically in two states, maybe just in another one, Borno, Yobe, and part of Adamawa, if we all tell ourselves the truth. And the government at that time, or President Jonathan, also asked for time so that they can be sure that elections are done peacefully everywhere. And there was a sweep that brought all these dangerous people were actually sent out of Nigeria. The point really, like I told you, is that when people develop selective amnesia in this government, that is their issue, not ours. At the point at which we handed over in 2015, most parts of Borno State had been cleared and people had been told to move back.
With some 18 local government or so, still have a senator.
Yes, at that time, it wasn't
hosting of flags.
That is what I'm saying. They had already removed all of them. Then, this government came into place. That's what I'm talking about, selective amnesia. This government spent how many months to even get a government going. Those who were fighting the wars, including those who were brought from outside at that time, who had even decimated the...
I want you to pay very good attention to what he is saying, because this was the same thing that we were talking about. Those people thrown into Nigeria, those people that is your problem today, they are not Nigerians. Those people that is your problem in the north, those that are the problem in the north, those problem that keeps people away from their homes. They are not from the Nigeria. Those were people from Sahel. Those were Fulanese. And they are being given security and everything. I want you to listen to this very carefully. That's why you must share this video. The whole world must listen to this, so that they will understand exactly the reason why you say that you don't belong to this damnable zoological republic. Let us see.
Run into problems. I think that if it's in terms of funding, when each one of us that was done at the early part of this administration, it was the arms and ammunition that was bought by the
Let's move a little bit backward, because I am actually not using.
If it's in we could not do election, and that election was what the election that brought in President Buhari. We got the job done. That is the most critical thing. The most critical thing today, look, one of the things that pains me personally, and I've had discussions with friends of mine who are in the military, and every time I say this, the Nigerian military went to Congo, imposed order in Congo in the 60s. We were told that,
start from here,
that it was because people were on grazing routes and were blocking those because of, I mean, remember, the Minister of Defense at that time, Dan Manso, made that statement. And when we went further to ask again, how could it be that people have been murdered all over the place, and you're telling us that it is just herder-farmer clash? At every point,
this is the response of the president.
At that time, did you hear of anything
and his ministers
in Southern Kaduna? Did you hear of anything in Katsina? Did you hear of anything in Zamfara? Did you hear of anything in Kebbi? Nothing. A safe country was handed over to APC. And in the past 6 years of APC, all this safe country has now turned into a killing field for Nigerians everywhere. We can argue endlessly about it, but the facts cannot be controverted.
What do you see as a possible solution? If, for example, you're given the opportunity to turn this around and fix the security situation in the country, what would you do?
The first thing is that I get those who know what to do the work. I don't now introduce nepotism into the security architecture. Understand this, Sheung. And I would like Nigerians to controvert me on this if I'm lying. I remember that when the appointments were being made in the security agency, and we said, no, something is wrong here. How could we just continue to put just a particular set of people from a particular side of the country, from a particular religion, that this is a secular country and multi-ethnic country? One of the very key phrases that was always used at that time was, oh, leave the president to make his appointments for those that he trusts. We don't care whether they come from one kitchen, so long as he trusts them. And we said no. Certain things you have to do on competence. So, if I need to do a surgery in my eye, I'm not going to go and find a native doctor to come and do it. I will find a trained ophthalmologist. And that is how it is with most parts of life. You don't just put people just because you like them or they are from your house or something like that and say go and do a job that is beyond their capacity. So what we are seeing is the consequence
Favoritism,
of what
nepotism,
called the weaponization
wickedness
of
in the highest
nepotism.
order.
When
It
you
is like
leave
bringing
those who are
a
competent
car
to do
mechanic
a job
to go
and then
and
you
fix
give it to some
aeroplane.
other people and justify it
That is what is
in all
going on
manners
in
of way because you
Nigeria.
can justify anything
And that is the reason
politically.
why people say
So
they
the
are tired
consequence will always be
of all those
that
evil
we
acts.
will suffer.
That is the
and
reason why
Nigeria
you see revolution
is,
going
I'm
on
sorry,
in the zoological
in
republic
very dire straits
called
today
Nigeria.
because of this type of judgment.
So you go after people, even if they're mercenaries or not Nigerians.
Who will do the job is the most important thing.
Not minding whether they are not Nigerians.
No, let me say this.
Because the government of PDP made use of mercenaries. Would you use that? Would you consider such?
It got the job done then, didn't it? We got the job done. We could not do election. And that election was what the election that brought in President Buhari. We got the job done. That is the most critical thing. The most critical thing today, look, one of the things that pains me personally, and I've had discussions with friends of mine who are in the military, and every time I say this, the Nigerian military went to Congo, imposed order in Congo in the 60s. The Nigerian military in the 80s went to Liberia, went to Sierra Leone, imposed order, which means that the problem today is not the Nigerian military has the capacity, and I continue to say they do. But somebody on Channels Television, too, gave us a hint of what the problem was, which is that the military has to work under the leadership of the civil authority. And when the civil authority doesn't give them that go ahead to be able to deal with that issue, we all run into problems. I think that if it's in terms of funding, when somebody now tells you, oh, they stole money, it's not true.
You mean monies were not stolen? I
said that it is not, that is not the reason why we are unable, because we also found out that whatever little success that was done at the early part of this administration, it was the arms and ammunition that was bought by the PDP government.
Are you saying that monies were not being carted away from the NSA's office? These were allegations made and they were taken to court. That there were monies that are being given by people, and some people owned up to it that they actually took those monies.
You know what goes on, and I think I don't want you also to fall into that trap. The trap is, under Jonathan, we voted $2 billion. I was part of the Senate that done that, and they bought equipment for this. If a few people, their fingers were found in a few fries, is that what you will say that the whole money was stolen? It wasn't.
A lot of money was stolen.
Well,
millions in dollars.
See, that is the problem. That is the problem with this narrative. sheer incompetence is now being subsumed under a phantom people stole money. And I say it is sheer incompetence.
Are you saying monies were not stolen?
No, Sean, you're misunderstanding me. I'm not saying monies were or were not stolen. I'm saying that it is the incompetence of the leadership and the direction of the fight against the insecurity and the terrorists and everything that have besieged Nigeria, that rather than own up, people now start looking for where to hang. And then the first thing to do is, oh, PDP people stole. Please, Sean, the day we're going to have a conversation, on the amount stolen in this government, I'm sure Nigerians will be, they will shudder.
That is it.
That monies have been stolen in this
That is
government?
it. They have stolen
So, I say,
everything.
when that conversation
They
goes,
have
usually
indeed
conversations
stolen
come
everything that will help you
when a government
to
leaves
fix
power,
anything in the
because
country.
people,
There is no
whistle
more
blowers,
money.
all
That's the
manners of
reason
people
why
who
they
could
keep
talk
borrowing.
will find it very difficult to
They
do
are
so
stealing everything.
while
This
they're
is a
still
government
the
official.
perpetrators inside that government. So I don't want us to cover.
I remember last year or 2 years ago when they stole they go to the finance office, they stole it, they burned the whole place.
Of our security on saying,
So
AG,
these
you did
people,
what?
there is
Let's put
nothing
it
you
this
will
way.
expect to. For those of you
6
who are actually
years,
believing that something good or
assuming
something eventually something will
anything
come
went
out of
wrong
this
before
government, you
6
are bluffing. You
years,
are fooling yourself.
things have progressively gotten
You are fooling
worse.
yourself.
How can you now turn
You are
around
endangering your life for no
and
reason.
blame it on what happened 6 years ago? The reason why you came into power, you told us, was, I'm a general. I have the wherewithal. I know the way to tackle this problem. And Nigerians say, fine, this is our biggest problem. Let's give you that opportunity. And since that opportunity had been given till today, what have we had?
All right.
It has been one excuse after another. But I think there was a famous United States president, I think Harry Truman, who says, the buck stops on my table. We now have a president that every effort is made to say that the buck doesn't stop on his table. And we say no. The reason why you are elected with your government and given the full reins of power is that everybody expected improvement. We didn't expect that it will get worse.
Let me take you to the southeast.
You keep living on hope.
You're representing your people.
What you've been doing, you've been living on hope, and that hope never helps you. When you go to church, they tell you, pray, 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 there is hope. There is hope. Let us hope for one Nigeria. That's what you've been living on the last 61 years. For those ignorant fools that are clamoring for one Nigeria. And those political elite, I am going to show you, in case it doesn't change you, nothing will ever change you. Maybe it's only your grave that is going to change you. Because this is revolution.
I think it was on Friday. So I was chairman of a book launch, Children of Biafra. It was a book, or it's a book, about the Biafran war, seen through the eyes of a child. So several people wrote their childhood experiences. Very, very poignant book that everybody.
And we are going to bring that
Your children don't
experience. We are
also.
going
It
to
is us
bring
elites
everything in your screen
going
today.
around trying to. And
The
in
children
my
of Biafra,
statement,
what
as
they
our
passed
chairman
through
of that
in
book launch, I
1967.
said
We are going to show
that
you, we are going to remind you.
a short while ago, former Vice President Atiku Abubakar made a statement, whether jokingly or not, and that statement was that the actions and the policies of this government, present government, is turning everybody into a Biafran. So, and I just looked at that statement, and what did he mean by that statement? He just said, everybody complaining about injustice, everybody complaining about marginalization, everybody complaining about the rampant nepotism, everybody complaining. So,
Nepotism is the culture of the Zoological Republic.
Even if it is
Favoritism is the culture of the Zoological Republic.
Against injustice.
But
Prior
even if it is
1960.
IPOB or anything.
There are several groups. One of
If you don't know the
biggest,
government, you hide your face.
I'd say,
If you don't know
problems
anybody,
that
you
the
hide
media
your face.
also has is that they tag everything IPOB. In the Southeast, you won't believe it, that there are more than 30 different separatist organizations. IPOB, MASOB, there are so many.
Which of
And
them?
each one of them comes back to the same thing. But I have also said to myself,
The reason why they actually leave all those
ended in
separatist organizations and chose to proscribe
By
IPOB is because
1979.
IPOB know what they want.
by 1979,
IPOB, they know what they want.
somebody
And
from
they are
that
promoting
from
what
the
they,
same place,
they
from the
believe in.
Southeast, Dr.
And you can
Alexis
never
Kwame
change that
Blessed
about them.
was a vice
That is the reason
president
why,
of
because
this
this government, they
Which
want
show
to be ruling over
that
foolish
there
people.
were
They want to
who
be ruling
were
over
able
fools.
to manage the diversity of Nigeria. Why you're having separatist agitations?
They don't see the separatists of Owazulike. He has collected money. Owazulike again, he has collected money again.
That is just
That's why
the
he
fact.
comes to start
Senator,
speaking the
you have
language
not
of
told us
the
whether or not
politicians.
you psychologically or physically or intuitively support IPOB.
Why do you want to know whether I support IPOB?
Okay.
I want to know.
I want to know whether you ideologically also.
It looks to you.
No. I'm asking because you've not answered it. That's why I'm bringing it back again.
Let me also say
So,
this. So
if
it looks to me like you want to put everybody in one bracket. This one is an IPOB ban.
No, I'm
this
just,
one is a Masonia.
No, I'm just asking a question, Senator.
No, that's what you're doing.
No, I'm just asking
That's
a
what I'm
question.
doing.
If you do, maybe ideologically you support.
I have asked you. I have said there is nobody from the Southeast that I know who does not feel that the way that people from the Southeast are treated today. That's why I brought back what happened immediately after the Civil War. Treated today. Do not feel that there is something fundamentally wrong, which should be resolved. And unless it's resolved, you will always have this.
When we get to that issue, do you regret standing surety for Nnamdi Kanu?
Not at all. I've even said in another interview, I think it was on TVC, that if the circumstances are the same thing today, I will still stand surety. Because, Sean, what was the problem? What exactly was the problem?
What was his crime?
You feel that you're being...
That is the reason why I am telling you, when you are making any comment, you must know that you are demanding for the release of Mazen Nnamdi Kanu, not to bring him to court. You are demanding for his release, not to bring him to court. If they bring him to court, they must process his bail application. If they bring him to court, they must not tell you that the judge traveled, therefore the case is now adjourned for another 6 months. So you must be sure and know what you are demanding.
The oil pipelines were being broken, and oil production had fallen to an all-time low. Didn't go in with guns, didn't go in to say, let us kill everybody, let us jail everybody. He opted to say, come and tell us what the problem was. And that largely resolved the issue up to today. So why is it that the government of APC today has an aversion to dialogue? Why? What is it that makes, any time that the Southeast is mentioned, hackles are raised? What is it about this particular government? And that's why I went back to say there had been other governments, including Fulani governments. So what is it about something?
So let me ask you, Senator, what, because people generally speak about the Igbos being marginalized, but that is a very general term to describe the agitation on the minds of those who say Igbos are being marginalized. What is this marginalization in specific term?
I ask another question, so if you say, sit down and write out what it means. Sit down and write out what this marginalization. Of course, if I write, you will see it from an elitist point of view. Okay, so they didn't give you A or B or C, and say, why not? No, that's not the thing. There is a general lack of empathy about the sufferings of people. There is a general, I would say, closure of the space for business and every other way that people see when they live in a country. At the point at which, even as at today, there are more police checkpoints in the Southeast than in the Northeast, where the problems are, than in the Northwest. You will never believe it. You go from one city to the other, from Onitsha to Owerri, several, you will see up to 10, 20.
There is presence of security operatives in the places where there is peace, just because they are places where IPOB and the Biafrans, just because it is their area, or just because these areas are only found, you found more of IPOB and Biafrans. That's why there is police checkpoints. But in the north, where the terrorist is ravaging the whole place, there is no checkpoint. There is no visibility of security operatives. You don't find them. Only in the south, you find military, custom, even border security. You can even find them on the road. You find different security operatives in the south. You don't find them in the east, in the north, where the terrorism is ransacking people, ransacking everywhere, destroying people, chasing people away from their home, taking over. You don't find any visibility of security operatives on their road. But go to the south, everywhere. You traffic everywhere because of police checkpoints. There is no terrorism going on there.
And then
what does that tell you? They always want to contain you. They always want you to be, that's why they call you a dot in a circle. They
South.
always want to
I said, no,
contain
what you're
you,
just going
to
to do
make you to
is
be that
reapply
dot
the
in a circle.
old one, forgetting that in the same uh, uh, railway master plan, they are supposed to meet somewhere. So how would a narrow gauge intersect with a standard gauge? Assuming that you want both of them to meet somewhere so you can move out goods and so forth. Why? And when questions are asked, you are now seen as a troublemaker when you ask those questions.
They see you as a troublemaker when you are not taking people away from their home, when you are not bombing people, when you are not chasing people away from their community, when you are not doing suicide bombing. They still see you as a troublemaker. But the real troublemaker are getting amnesty. The real troublemakers are moving for free everywhere freely in the north.
I mean, if you
And people are all over the
say, oh,
place
but you were in power, why didn't you do it?
calling
No.
you a terrorist.
Government is supposed to be.
That's the reason why I say
continuity.
that Nigeria
So
is
I
a
do my
criminal
good. You
who
come in,
put their
you improve
blames
it.
on
Another one
other
comes in,
people.
he improves
Nigeria
on
government
that.
is a criminal
But
who arrest
you
innocent
take
individual
positions
just because
that
they
is
are
not
just
true.
normal people. They are not
And we
political
now say,
children.
no, 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 no. There's something
That's what they do.
that we need to correct here. And then you fall back as if it's written. Okay, anytime you ask a question, go back to all of you are thieves. You know, I'm in the National Assembly here. I suffer part of it. And I go out and people say, but you people, you're all thieves.
I think I am going to conclude
What do you do?
this interview here. But there is from the beginning a place I want you to pay attention to.
We didn't have any in the Southwest. Neither did we have any in the Southeast.
While you are joining, kindly share the videos for other people to join.
Niger Delta had been largely resolved by the PDP government of President Yaradua.
Welcome from Togo. Welcome, welcome.
Before the election,
good afternoon, good afternoon.
Also, because the major area of problems was basically the Northeast, and basically in two states, maybe just in another one, Borno, Yobe, and part of Adamawa, if we all tell ourselves the truth. And the government at that time, or President Jonathan, also asked for time so that they can be sure that elections are done peacefully everywhere. And there was a sweep that brought all these dangerous people were actually sent out of Nigeria. The point really, like I told you, is that when people develop selective amnesia in this government, that is their issue, not ours. At the point at which we handed over in 2015, most parts of Borno State had been cleared and people had been told to move back.
With some 18 local government or so, still have a senator.
Yes, at that time, it wasn't
hosting of flags.
There is a point I want you to pick up here before we just conclude this interview and move to the business of the day.
That's what I'm talking about, selective amnesia. This government spent how many months to even get a government going. Those who were fighting the wars, including those who were brought from outside at that time, who had even decimated we are all sent away. And then gradually, the same Boko Haram people started creeping back. And I said that from that time, that was when we now started getting people coming into this country. And this same apologies of our government making excuses for them. Understand that at that time,
Pay
when
attention.
we queried, and that's why I like the fact that there's always the facts. There's always the intent, doesn't lie. At that time, I remember in 2016 and 2017, when we queried, I said, who are all these people who are not speaking Nigerian languages, who are coming
To
in
tell you
carrying
that the
this?
people who are killing you were brought in by the government.
We
The
were told,
terrorist is brought in by the government.
first of all, by President Buhari himself, that it was a fallout of the civil war in Libya. When we queried further to say, why are these people in Plateau and in Benue killing and murdering villagers and sacking villages? We were told that, oh, that it was because people were on grazing routes and were blocking those because of, I mean, remember, the Minister of Defense at that time, Dan Manso, made that statement. And when we went further to ask again, how could it be that people have been murdered all over the place? And you're telling us that it is just herder-farmer clash.
Because
At
they
every
are
point,
the
there
sponsor
will always
of
be
the
a
terrorists.
narrative.
They keep
At that
changing
time,
the stories.
Did you hear of anything in Southern Kaduna? Did you hear of anything in Katsina? Did you hear of anything in Zamfara? Did you hear of anything in Kebbi? Nothing. A safe country was handed over to APC.
We are going to leave it here for this interview.
In the past years,
We are going to leave it here. Let us run because we have few things that we need to touch on before we call it a day. So as you have seen that your problem, exactly your problem is the government that is your problem. For those of you who are still in the north and you don't know what to say and you don't know what is going on, you keep believing that the people in the southeast are your problem. You still believe that the Biafrans are your problem. You are being taken away from your home. You still believe that they are a problem. I want you to pay attention to the senator. You must pay attention to the senator. What he is telling you. And that is exactly what is happening. So we are going to go to remind these people. We are going back to remind them exactly whom they are. We are going to remind this wicked political elite who believe that they were never ever in your position. They were actually in worse position than you are today. We are going to go back to 1967 right now. We are going to call their minds back to what this same one Nigeria that they've been promoting. If not that Ojukwu started that process in 1967. If you never start that process, the colonization agenda was a plan that was supposed to take place in 1967. But apparently, Ojukwu delayed it. Ojukwu delayed it. That is exactly what was supposed to take place in 1967. Ojukwu delayed it. And because Ojukwu delayed it, that is the reason why you are still a free man today. And since you are a free man, I am going to take you back for you to see the reason why you are a free man. For people who sacrificed their life, people who died, that you may become a free man today. You are supposed to be under a Sharia law. You are supposed to be under a Sharia law. Because this caliphate, they believe that they want to hold the world. They want to rule the world and make the world their subject. using the Quran. They want to Islamize you. That is what they want to do. And regardless of who died on the process, they don't care. As long as they Islamize you. And that was the agenda of Buhari, because he was also in the forefront in 1967 to what is, I'm going to show you right now, to the faith of these people, to the condition that you find that these people was into. He was in the forefront. They see you, they call you a dot in a circle. That's what they called you, because they want you to keep being the dot in a circle. That is exactly what they always want you to be. A dot in a circle. Let us see what happened in 1967. And when you're done seeing this thing that happened in 1967, you call yourself a political elite, and it doesn't touch your heart. You call yourself a political elite, and you see people fighting and making sure that their land is secured, just because you know that you have a mansion in abroad, just because you know you have laundered money in abroad, and you are sabotaging what they are doing. Your house in abroad is not going to save you, because God is going to bring something that will not make anybody safe in the West, that you will only have Biafra land to run to. And there is something, before I move on, there is something I want to remind you, all of you who are saying that Joe Ibokwe's house, and the Joe Ibokwe who is claiming that his house was burnt by IPOB and ESN. I want to remind him again, Joe Ibokwe was the same man who said that he is no longer coming back to Biafra land. He is no longer coming back to Biafra land. And there is something I was going to show you. I am using the same device that I was supposed to use to show you, to demonstrate to you how CCTV cameras they work. How CCTV cameras, the remotely CCTV cameras, how they work. I was going to show you right at my house how they are working when you're checking them on your phone, because they definitely, wherever he is, he's actually to get the CCTV footage in his phone. It's just that I'm using the same device to do this video. Otherwise, I was going to show you when something is happening in where the CCTV camera is. It only reports to your phone if you open the app. If the app is not opening, you will not see what happened, and your phone does not have enough memory. If your phone does not have enough memory to store, or if you never set the phone to store the footages, it does not alert you when there is something happening. It does not alert you when something is happening where those CCTV footages is taking place. So how he got those CCTV footages very, very fast is what I don't understand, because I am using the same technology. It means that he was open to this CCTV. He was watching when everything is unfolding. How he was live on the CCTV footage when everything is unfolding. How does he know that this is going to happen? Therefore, let me be on the CCTV footage to know how it will go down, so that I will have evidence to show the world that IPOB have burned your house. If you were watching the CCTV footage at that point in time, it means that you planned everything that happened in your home. Because you cannot tell me you don't have anything to do than to watch CCTV on your phone, watching your house in the village the whole day. It does not make sense. It does not make sense. But that is a digression. Let us move to the business of the day. Maybe I will still get those interview where he said that he is denouncing the Biafra land, that is no longer going back there, that he will be in Lagos, and he will be in Lagos forever. So I wonder how he wouldn't burn down his house, his home, or that is in a land where he already disowned. So, but let's go to the CCTV footage. Sorry, let's go to the 1967 evil that infiltrated the people of Biafra, courtesy of Nigeria, courtesy of Nigeria. For those of you who are clamoring for one Nigeria, I want you to see what they did to your people, and they never ever said sorry. And whatever they did to your people, whatever war that happened at that time, you should understand that this did not happen because Ojukwu called for the war. Ojukwu did not call for the war. Just because, if you understand the interview, first of all, you need to understand the interview of Ahmadu Bello in 1964. You must if you are able to understand the Ahmadu Bello interview in 1964, that is when you will realize that Ojukwu never called for this war. Because Ahmadu Bello made it clear that the Igbos, they are the only people who are planning to dominate others. Do you know the reason why Ahmadu Bello made that comment? Do you know the reason why he said that? Because their plan is to dominate the whole country. That was the initial plan they had with the British. They want to dominate the whole country, and they were not able to dominate the Igbos. And that is the reason why they now shifted their blames on the Igbos, to say that the Igbos, wherever they go, they want to dominate, they want to take over. That was exactly what they wanted to do. Now they are using a reverse psychology to analyze their plans to you, because that is the same thing they wanted to do to you. And you formed a resistance that you don't want to be colonized. That's why they name you as a dominant threat. That is the reason why they called you a dominant threat in a very, very bad way. So let us see what they did to your people in 1967. Many people died, many people lost their life. Before we proceed, so in 1967, I know I just pick up some parts that I will use. On a request, I will post the full video. So many people died. As you can see, people died, people suffered. These same people, from their ashes is where you were raised up. These people who call themselves the political elite, from the ashes of these people, from their suffering, they suffered that you may live. They suffered that you may survive. They suffered that you may live to continue where they have left off. These were your people. They went hungry. Some of these children some of them are now political elites today. You see what they have placed you to be. This is the condition, the situation they downgraded you to be. They wanted to make sure that they eliminate you and take you away from the face of the planet. But thank the Chukwokika who preserved these people, who made these people to be resilient, who made these people to keep fighting, who made these people to keep living, never gave up. That you, who are raised from the ashes of their remnant, you were raised from the remnant of their ashes. And today, so many of you are biased. So many of you are calling for one Nigeria. So many of you are not even realizing what these people fought for. So many of you are not even realizing the reason why these people died. So many of you were not realizing the reason why these people were infiltrated with a sickness called kwashiorkor because of malnutrition. They were not given access to anything. You see their condition. They used to do everything together. They fought so that you will not be Fulanized. They were fighting. They are not caring about themselves. They only care about you today. And you today is only caring about yourself. What are you going to call yourself? When you look back in time to see what these people went through, these are your original ancestors. These were what they went through. Some of them are actually still alive today. Most of these children are still alive today. And they have forgotten what their parents were fought for. They have forgotten that the initial reason why this war happened was to stop the Fulanization agenda, which is the same reason why Mazen Nnamdi Kanu rose up to stop the Fulanization agenda that this government is planning, the decolonization agenda that is looming. And for those of you who believe that this war was just out of nowhere or for no reason, I am going to take you right from after this video to that same interview of Ahmadu Bello in 1964. I am going to take you back there. After this war, what they only gave you was 30 pounds. If you have a business, if you have anything, they were giving to you 30 pounds. And at the end of this, you watch all these things played out. You watch everything that was against you. You watch these people staging this interview to tell you that you are the one trying to dominate everybody in Nigeria, that wherever you are go, if you are employed, you want to dominate your boss. That is the same reason why they are the same today. If you see the life of Abba Kyari, those are criminals imposing their criminality in you. This is the same process. This is the same modus of operandi that they are using. They never changed. It's just that you are not following, you are not paying attention to understand that these people are using the same strategy because they don't have any other one to use. They do their dirty, they impose it on you. If you pay attention to these guys in this interview, you will realize that this interview is all about saying that you are a dominant threat in a very, very bad way. Let's pay attention.
Could you perhaps explain that to me?
Well, the Igbos are more or less the type of people whose desire is mainly to dominate everybody. If they go to a village, to a town, they want to monopolize everything in that area. If you put them in a labor camp as a laborer, within a year they will try to emerge as headman of that camp.
Are you listening?
And so on. Well, in the past, our people were not alive to their responsibilities.
Listen very
because
carefully.
You can see from our northernization policy that in 1952,
policy.
When I came here, there weren't.
When he came here, I want you to pay attention. When he came here, maybe in 1952, when he arrived in this place, when they came to Fulanize, when he came here, the same person who is telling you that Igbos are all about dominating other people, where did he come from? This Ahmadu Bello, where did he come from? When he came here in 1952, where was he before 1952? Where was his country before 1952? That is the reason why he said when he came here, their plan and their agenda was to colonize you, to make sure that you are under the shackle of Sharia law, to make sure that you are under this religion that you do not know how it came by, so that they will pin you down, they will contain you in a circle. That's the same reason why I told you they called you dot in a circle. They will contain you to make sure that you don't rise above your expectation or beyond your expectation, that they will be in control of you. You will be their laborer. That is exactly what you are hearing from him. They want to dominate the whole country. But because Ojukwu stood up to defend the whole country in 1967 from these people's domination, they labeled him a terrorist. And the same way where Mazen Nnamdi Kanu stood up now to avoid the colonization agenda. That is the reason why they proscribe IPOB and Mazen Nnamdi Kanu. That is the reason why they went to do extraordinary rendition in Kenya with the help of the Kenyan government today. And he is languishing in the dungeon of DSS, not even in a prison, not in a correctional service. He is not in a correctional center. He is languishing in DSS custody. Because when someone is, if they indeed arrested him, as they claim to the world, they arrested Mazen Nnamdi Kanu from Kenya. They arrested Mazen Nnamdi Kanu from Kenya. They brought him back to Nigeria and they tried him for the first time. He was reminded, where is he supposed to be today? He is supposed to be in a correctional center, or maybe you call it prison yard. That's where he's supposed to be. But he is not there. It is like he is in a police holding cell, as so many advanced countries may call it. He is in a police holding cell for the last almost 3 months. Right now, he is in a police holding cell. This is the reason why they are able to give you different excuses, different reasons. There is no logistics to present him to court on the 26th of July. Because he is in a police holding cell. That is where he is. Whether they call it DSS custody, whether they call it DSS or whatever they call it, it is just like police holding cell. That is where he is. He is for the last 3 months. What is the reason? What is the reason why he is placed in DSS holding cell instead of correctional center? That is to show you that there are animals who their life matters more than the other animals, because what they see you as in a zoological republic is an animal. And when you make a cow a king of the jungle, everywhere will be in a chaos. Everywhere will be in a limbo. There will be a lawlessness. Because everything Nigeria has been doing, even till date, they do it off the book. Listen to the people who came to colonize you, because I want the whole world to listen. They came to colonize you.
One thing I've noticed, Premier, while I've been here, is that Northerners seem to have, I might almost call it, obsession about the Igbos. Could you perhaps explain that to me?
Well, the Igbos are more
1964,
or less the
before the 67
whose desire
Biafran
is mainly
war,
to dominate everybody. If they go to a village, to a town, they want to monopolize everything in that area. If you put them in a labor camp as a laborer, within a year they will try to emerge as headman of that camp, and so on. Well, in the past, our people were not alive to their responsibilities, because you can see from our northernization policy that in 1952, when I came here, there weren't 10 northerners in our
only
civil
1952
service
when
here.
he came there.
Then I tried
Only
to have it
1952.
northernized, and now all
And he want to
important
monopolize,
posts
he want to
are being held by
dominate.
northerners.
Is this policy of filling all key posts in the north solely with northerners and not with other Nigerians a temporary or permanent one?
In actual fact, what it is a northerner first. If you can't get a northerner, then we take an expatriate like yourself on contract. If we can't, then we can employ another Nigerian, but on contract too. This is going to be permanent, I should say, as far as I can foresee, because it will be rather dangerous to see the number of boys who are now turning from all
These
our
are
learning
foreigners
institutions coming out
who came to
with
take over your land
no
today.
work to do.
They are your
I'm sure
boss.
whichever government of the day
They are your
might
boss.
be, it will feel rather embarrassed, and it might.
That is it. In 1952, when they came there, in 1952, when they arrived, that's exactly what he said. When they arrived, they found that you are a set of people who want to dominate. You are a set of people who want to dominate everybody. Why they are visitors who came and they now started telling you who the owner of the land, that the owner of the resources which brought them there, that you like to dominate others. And some of you are buying this one Nigeria story, one Nigeria shenanigan. You are promoting it because you are ignorant. You need to decolonize. You need to decolonize from this destruction of colonialism. That is just your problem. Let us look into this same thing, because ever since 1967 to 1970, when they claimed that the war ended, I want you to see this and ask yourself if the war ended indeed. I want you to look at this video that I am going to show you. This is the list of the videos that you are going to see. This is the list of what, because of time, you are going to see. I want you to see, ask yourself if the war is ended, because we are not using the device which has a lot of all these things that we wanted to do because of the frame drop. We're using a smaller device. So I want you to see this video to ask yourself if indeed the war has ended. In the South, regardless of whom they are called the South, regardless of whom they call Cross River, they call you River State, they call you all these sort of river names. Regardless of that divide and rule that was done in the East or in the South, you need to pay attention to understand that everything in the East, whether you call it Southeast, South, they are all Biafran. There is a video I was going to play to you, but it is in other device. I am going to post it at your request. The video to show you that even the war happened in Calabar, the war happened in River State, the war happened in Cross River. More after the war was when Cross River, Calabar, all these people are calling themselves South. Well, that's when they make sure that they call themselves South because they were divided. They were divided. They were divided. And yet they promote South. I don't see where I will be able to find South in geographical map. South, which does not make sense. I know you love to study British language that makes you feel that you are unique when you speak it better. That's what you study. And that is the same British language. I want you to ask yourself, what is the meaning of South? What is the meaning of South? That is a topic for another day. Let us go into this. I want you to ask yourself if indeed the war ended in 1970, so that you will see the manhandling of your security agencies and security operatives, the manhandling of all these things. When you see that people are rising up, fighting back, you will think that this is civil disobedience. People are defending themselves from extrajudicial killing. People are defending themselves from being colonized. Let us see this video quickly before we call it a day. I want you to see the maltreatment of these security operatives. These are able-bodied innocent people. Able-bodied innocent people. I want you to look at them very well. This is the people from the south. This is the people from the south. Ask yourself, has the war really ended? Has the war really ended? You call yourself one Nigeria, but you are being maltreated than the others. You are being marginalized. Others in the north are being given power. Terrorist is being given security. Terrorist is being given shelter. And yet, look at this and tell me indeed, is there anything called one Nigeria? Ask yourself, what did these people do to go through this dehumanization? To go through this dehumanization in the hands of these security operatives in the south? When the senator said that there is police checkpoints all over the place in the south, this is the result of all these police checkpoints. This is the result. But in the north, where there is real violence, where there is a real problem, there is no presence of security checkpoints. You will not find any presence of any security operatives, because people in the north, their life matter more than others. People in the north, their life matter more than others. Hello, I am live on Facebook. I don't know. Can I call you back, please? Sure. So their life does not matter because they are from the south, and they will come. People will come and be clamoring one Nigeria. Let us hope for one Nigeria. Let us have faith in Nigeria. Faith at 61 years old. You're still having faith in one Nigeria. These are human beings. They were dehumanized. These are able-bodied men, committed no crime. Are you watching? They were being beaten like animals. You cannot even beat a dog like this in Europe. You cannot even beat a dog like this in developed countries, even in Africa. You cannot beat a dog like this. Human being was beaten just because they were protesting. Just because they were protesting, having a peaceful protest. They were dehumanized in this form. But the Boko Haram, the terrorists, when they are caught, no one is beating them, no one is dehumanizing them. They will put them. They will tell you that they have gone through rehabilitation process. Now they are ready to be integrated into the society. Within the interval of a month, a terrorist, a bomb terrorist, is gone through a rehabilitation process. Within the interval of 1 month, A terrorist, a terrorist who killed many people will be integrated back into the society. They will tell you they have gone through a rehabilitation process. No wonder I can see how sophisticated that Nigeria government security is, how sophisticated weapons and how strong they are to be able to apprehend a terrorist like Osama bin Laden that time. A terrorist like Osama bin Laden, after 1 month, you recruit them into your military and you tell your country that these people have repented. Who did that to you? And you are where you are and you still clamoring, saying, let us hope for one Nigeria. Are you okay? They go all over the place. They kill. When they come to the south, the east, they killed. They kill. They blame it on you. You must continue to sit at home Monday and Friday until Mazen Nnamdi Kanu is released. You must continue to sit at home until Mazen Nnamdi Kanu is released. Look at these people. They protested. They were not even protesting for any secessionist movement. They were protesting for good governance. Look at what the treatment they are receiving just because they were exercising their democracy. They were exercising their democracy. Since 1960, military tyranny government is what we've been having here and there. When a civilian goes into power, a coup will be planned. They will be removed immediately from that seat. That is just it. You need to wake up before it is too late. Mazen Nnamdi Kanu must be released. There will be no election in Biafra land. If this political elite believe that they are representing you, and they belong, to this Nigeria power, or they are in the forefront representing you, they should demand for the release of Mazen Nnamdi Kanu. If they believe that they belong where Buhari and his accomplices belong, if they believe that they belong where Erufai and others belong, they should advocate for the release of Mazen Nnamdi Kanu. Otherwise, there will be no election in Biafra land anymore. And there will be no businesses Monday and Friday until it will result to the time that Biafra land thoroughly is going to be shut down. Then when you start losing billions of naira and dollars in your revenue, then you will understand how serious this revolution movement is, because you are seeing it as a joke. You take it for granted. You said you are going to set up a committee. You are going to set up a committee. Let's say you've set up a committee. Did you see what your president came to the media to tell you? On Nigeria at 61, a fool at 61. You saw what he came to tell you. But you want to set up a committee. You want to keep deceiving people, believing that they are going to these political leaders in the East. You want to keep deceiving people. What the Biafran want is that when you are doing it, they want to be seeing it happening. If you want election in Biafra land, release Mazen Nnamdi Kanu. That was his last order. And that is the reason why people are following it. And the struggle is on autopilot. If you believe that this struggle is that the people of IPOB is in disunity, you are fooling yourself. Even if those media influencers are in disunity, does not mean that the people on the ground who knows what they need to do are in disunity. Even if you are a media influencer, you go and collect bribe to come and start causing problem. When someone says something that will help the struggle, you start attacking them. Does not mean that the people on the ground are in this unity, because they have attended the University of Radio Biafra. You are nothing better than these people on the ground. You are nothing wiser than them. That's what you must understand. The people you saw, and you say that the people on the ground are fighting amongst, the IPOB family is fighting amongst themselves. You are bluffing yourself, because the people on the ground actually know what to do and when they need to do it. Because like I told you earlier on, I was going through an interview and I came across those people saying all sort of rubbish, that you are in disunity. If you like be in disunity as a influencer, as a leader, you are not going to forget that the people on the ground knows what you know. The people on the ground can still do the same thing you can tell them to do. And that is the reason why they are doing it. That is the reason why it is called an autopilot. The same way Nigeria has been in autopilot since 2017. That is the same way the struggle is gone into autopilot. So if you believe that you will receive money, you will receive 5 million, because I know that this government they are too stingy. They will not even give you up to 20 million. That will maybe start up some small business for you. They won't do that. If you believe you receive 5 million or maybe 20 million, and you will come to the social media to start talking rubbish, believing that people are going to listen to you, people in the likes of Owazulike coming to tell you that there will be election in Biafra land, they are actually indeed fooling themselves, because the power belongs to the people, and the people apparently have taken back their power, and there is nothing anybody is going to do about it. There is nothing anybody is going to do about it, because these are people. This is revolution. And the spirit of revolution is coming like a flood, like a tornado. It is going to wipe off everything that is against this revolution, regardless of where you find yourself, regardless of your place of domicile. The spirit of this revolution, the spirit of these ancestors who died in 1967, that have united together to come to make sure that the Biafra is actualized, and you believe that you will be the one to stand on their way, it is going to wipe you off. It is going to wipe you off of your feet. And soon you will understand that there is a spirit behind the Biafra struggle. The earlier you understand it, the better for you. I will leave it here until we meet again. Stay safe and stay in touch. It is good day.